Hello and welcome to the Nutrition Diva podcast, a show where we take a closer look at nutrition research, news, and trends so that you can feel more confident about your food and your nutrition choices. I'm your host, Monica Reinagel, and this week's episode was suggested by Sarah, who wrote, "Can you do an episode on prebiotic sodas like Olipop and Poppy? Why do these sodas have so much fiber and where is it coming from? Are they a healthy choice? How might they compare with kombucha?" Well, perhaps you've seen these products in the grocery store and you wondered about them yourself. As Sarah mentioned, these sodas contain something that most soft drinks do not: fiber. And not just any fiber, but specific types of fiber known as prebiotics. And these include inulin, chicory root fiber, and fructooligosaccharides, or FOS. Olipop contains 9 grams of fiber per serving, which is like a third of your daily recommended intake. And Poppy contains just 2 grams per serving. Now, first, let's distinguish between prebiotic fibers and other sources of fiber. While all dietary fiber contributes to overall digestive health, prebiotic fibers are the ones that have been shown to specifically support the beneficial bacteria that make up a healthy gut microbiome. We also don't want to confuse prebiotics with probiotics. Probiotic foods, like yogurt or kefir, contain beneficial bacteria, while prebiotic foods, or in this case, beverages, contain fibers that provide a food source for our bacteria. Prebiotic fibers like inulin and FOS are also available from foods, of course. Common sources include onions, garlic, leeks, asparagus, and Jerusalem artichokes, or sunchokes. Bananas and whole grains like barley and wheat also contain these prebiotic fibers, as well as other types of fiber. Functional foods like these sodas, however, are likely to contain a more concentrated dose of prebiotic fiber than you're likely to get from whole foods. In addition to prebiotic fiber, these sodas also include carbonated water, natural flavors, and sweeteners, and some brands also include additional functional ingredients like vitamins, minerals, or adaptogens, which are claimed to provide extra health benefits. Now, the main health claims made by prebiotic sodas focus on gut health, digestive health, immune support, and metabolic health. And all of these are supported by studies on the consumption of prebiotic fiber in general, and not on these sodas specifically. You might also see some overly enthusiastic influencers making claims about detoxification, weight loss, or increased clarity and focus. I'd file those sorts of claims under H for hype. Or, if we want to be more charitable, A for anecdotal. The most noticeable impact is likely to be on bowel function. If you struggle with constipation, you might notice an improvement with regular consumption of a prebiotic fiber, or, for that matter, with increased consumption of any fiber source. However, all that enhanced intestinal activity could also manifest in the form of increased gas. As these beverages are generally marketed as healthy options, many of them use natural, low-calorie or zero-calorie sweeteners like stevia, erythritol, or monk fruit. And while these sweeteners help minimize added sugars and calories, I still think it's important to consume them in moderation. In my opinion, constantly drinking and eating artificially sweetened foods, even the natural ones, can desensitize your taste buds, making naturally sweet foods, like fresh fruit, less appealing over time. Besides, you probably wouldn't want to consume more than 1 or at most 2 of these prebiotic sodas in a day. More than that could cause intestinal issues like gas or bloating. One small study even found that higher amounts of inulin, around 30 grams a day, caused a spike in inflammation and liver enzymes. And I would also be cautious about giving prebiotic soda to very young children, as the amount of soluble fiber in a full can might be a little much for their little guts. And plus, kids who grow up drinking a lot of sweet, fizzy drinks often have a really hard time kicking that habit later in life. An occasional soda can be a fun treat, but training your kids to think of water as their primary beverage, that is a gift that we'll keep on giving. And finally, there are the various vitamins, minerals, and other ingredients. Now, while these might sound beneficial, I consider them to be mostly window dressing. The amounts included are often too small to provide any concrete or noticeable health benefits. For example, while adding some vitamin C or a dash of zinc might look good on the label, it's unlikely that these sodas can significantly impact your overall nutrient intake. I think there's little doubt that a can of prebiotic soda would be a healthier choice than a can of regular soda or diet soda, thanks to that fiber benefit. But how does it compare with kombucha, another fizzy beverage that's often positioned as a healthy alternative to soda? Kombucha is not a prebiotic drink. Rather, it is a probiotic drink, meaning that it contains beneficial bacteria. So instead of a food supply for your intestinal bacteria, you're actually getting the little beasties themselves. And by the way, if you are using my free Nutrition GPA app, kombucha does get you points for the bonus question, while prebiotic soda does not. Kombucha has a natural tartness resulting from the acetic acid that's produced during fermentation. Acetic acid is the stuff that's behind most of the health claims for apple cider vinegar, such as boosting your metabolism, balancing blood sugar, and aiding with weight loss. And those claims do have a basis in fact, and I discussed that more in episode number 412. Check the show notes for a link to that previous episode on apple cider vinegar. So the good news is that some of those same benefits might be available in kombucha. The bad news is that the magnitude of these effects, especially on metabolism and weight loss, are likely to be so small you might have a hard time even detecting them. And finally, because the beneficial bacteria in kombucha need a food source, kombucha is going to be higher in sugar. So these two beverages both support gut health, but in different and complementary ways. If you're a regular or a diet soda drinker, a prebiotic soda, or kombucha for that matter, would offer you a bit of an upgrade. But even so, I suggest limiting it to one a day or fewer. Thanks to Sarah for suggesting today's topic. If you have a question you'd like me to answer in a future episode, you can email me at nutrition@quickanddirtytips.com. You can also leave me a voicemail at 443-961-6206. And if you are looking for more support for healthy weight management, please check out the tools and the resources available at wayless.life, where my goal is to help people create the habits, mindset, and lifestyle that help them weigh less without dieting. That's at wayless.life. Nutrition Diva is a Quick and Dirty Tips podcast. Our team includes Brandon Getchis, Nathan Sems, Davina Tomlin, Holly Hutchings, and Morgan Christensen. Thanks so much for listening. I'll see you next week.